Hi there, I'm Jonathan Bragg with Mindset Consulting, and I am going to take you through today some of our plant maintenance accelerators. And before we really jump into the accelerators themselves, I just have a couple of quick slides to kind of explain the focus areas that were involved here in the Mindset Lab space. And so if I just go through a couple of these slides very quickly, we have kind of three different areas the Mindset Labs team focuses on here. So the first one is the accelerators area that we're going to deep dive into today. The second one is really BTP innovations. We lead a lot of customer innovation workshops to really focus on the net new technologies and really innovative things that SAP is doing within the BTP space. So we do things within the IRPA applications. We have a couple of chatbots out there. We do a lot of things within mobile services and what you can do within the cap and wrap programming models, as well as a lot of the Launchpad service, SAP Work Zone, things like that that are just really, really popular topics for folks these days. We do that through the experiences, like I said. The customer innovation workshops are a lot of my team's bread and butter when we get into this. Of course, we do focus a lot on design thinking workshops once we get people into a space and we know pain points and we know problems. Today we're going to focus on the accelerators piece. So within that, accelerators really showcases to us that we have 10 years of experience within UX. We look to our customers over time to develop common pain points. Those common pain points are things like plant maintenance. We've worked on plant maintenance scenarios many times in our past. And what we've figured out is that, each time we go into one of these scenarios and one of these sessions, there's things to be learned from different people and how they work together. But there's very commonalities that come out in these areas. And so we've put together a program called Accelerators, where we're putting together basically a templatized solution delivery approach. So those accelerators are available to customers to be able to showcase, to be able to change, to be able to update, go through a backlog, and deliver to you. So we're really looking at a lot faster time to value, and hence that's the accelerator version of this. So if you have some of these common pain points that we've worked on before, we'd love to talk to you and we can get into some live demos with the things that we've created. So how does this work? There's 4 big steps to the process here. The first step is being able to select those applications. So if we hear in some of our meetings where we talk through some common pain points, you tell us, hey, that's a pain point of ours, I'd love to see what you have. That's where my team comes in. My team comes in and looks at our software applications that are available. We look at the accelerator catalog, we demo those different things out to you. Here's what's standard in the catalog, here's the template that we've put together for this. And after we go through that selection process, what we want to do is we want to do a design confirmation. Usually this ends up being right around a week, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the number of applications we've selected. And that really is confirmed that this standard application, the standard template, is going to work for you. And more importantly, where it doesn't work for you, where we might need to get into some backlogs, some changes, some updates, some net new features, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the third step, where we look at our backlog and scope prioritization. We deliver everything in an agile format. So we prioritize that. We look at the features that we've come up with in the design workshop and prioritize that against what we need to do for you. The last one, of course, is installation and configuration. So we have the software that moves into your environment, and then we can work through that backlog and make sure that this works exactly for you in your environment, your system, and your data. So that application installation and configuration is our traditional solution delivery project to make sure that this template is in your system and works for you in the way that you need it to. So that's a little bit about how the accelerators work. Here's a few of the accelerators that we already have ready in Q1 here at Mindset, and what I'm going to walk through very quickly is some of the plant maintenance ones that I can take you through. So I'm going to jump over into our SAP BTP system. Our BTP landscape has a lot of different services in it. We use the Launchpad service to host all of our applications. So that's what I have open here in the second tab. This has a number of different sites, a number of different site directories that we look at. I'm going to go to our accelerators Launchpad. And this is a regular SAP Fiori Launchpad that we can host out here in the cloud. We can connect to different backends. We can connect to different other third-party services. There's the same types of areas that you can do with a regular SAP Fiori Launchpad, just hosted here in BTP, which makes some of those connection points easier in the long run. So for plant maintenance, we really have a series of applications here that we can talk about. Ones I'm going to walk through specifically are the PM notification area, the PM dashboard, and my maintenance orders, I think is what we'll touch here. Confirmations, again, we can get through, but the biggest point of the plant maintenance pain point is the plant maintenance technicians today don't really have a great interface to use to be able to A, see problems and report them, B, work through a maintenance order in a logical format, and C, document that stuff within the SAP system, all without carrying around a laptop or needing to log into a VPN or being offline, those different types of things. So I'm going to jump into PM notification here pretty quick. And as this loads, we'll look at some of the table structures and things like that go into this. But really, in the notifications app here, we're really looking at, okay, what notifications are out there in the system, and where does this stuff go wrong, and how can I filter by it? So if I have 4 notifications here, I can either search by equipment or by functional location. And let's say I need to work on something within this plant in this location. I can jump directly into this area. And this is a pretty simple application where we know the info of what's going on, and I can add notes. So one of the most common things that we add for folks, so we might add to the template as well, is also an attachments area. This would be, I'm walking around on my phone or a tablet, I can take a picture of exactly what's wrong with this piece of equipment and add that along with my notes within the application here. So very generically, we have a title, a description, a priority, what code we're in. These are all the required fields within backend of SAP to create a notification. So we can edit those things, we can add notes, we can submit that back to the system. So that's very quick on the PM notifications application. My maintenance orders is another one here that we look at, and this is how we usually filter people's lists based on what I'm assigned to as a technician. So as we look at the work orders that are out here for us, I can see right away on my left-hand side, we have one very high order that we need to look at. So we've sorted these high, medium, and very high, just to make sure that people are looking at what they need to look at first. This is something that we can take in, take out if need be, but we're really focused on, this is a standardized template of how people do plant maintenance within their areas, and this is assigned to a single technician. So I see only things that are assigned to me as this technician. I know my work list I need to work through on the left. And on the right-hand side here, I can go through the different tabs, basically, of what's required of me. So I have some header information. I know where to go. I know what to do. I have the operations area, my components, and my attachments. So these are all things that are very standard within SAP that I need to fill out to make sure that I am working on the right piece of equipment and I'm capturing that information successfully. So the last one I'll talk through here very quickly is, I'll get back to the Launchpad here, is the PM dashboard. So the plant maintenance dashboard is an application that we've worked with a bunch of customers here on, and there's different types of fields and formats that we can do with a dashboard application. This is an example, right? This is an example of the different types of looks and feels we can have for this. These are very easy to change in and out. We do this within a Fiori element style, so these are quick cards that we can create fairly easily. So here we're showing plant maintenance percentage of completed work orders. These are work orders that were planned, they're completed versus not completed. We have work orders by asset ID. We have open work orders and how long they've been out there. We also have plant maintenance by corrective asset ID. So this is a buildup of, okay, what type of action do we have to do within this work order? And some of our most problematic assets we can actually look into and drill into that we have. Okay, we see you know, there's some things that are just general building type things that we want to look at. There's some things that are within wall monitors and such that we should probably drill into to see, is that getting ready for a replacement, or are we just looking at some of that maintenance in a different way? So that's just a couple of the plant maintenance applications out here. Again, the accelerators area from a mindset is really focused on speeding up that time to value for you and your maintenance technicians. Thanks.